All right, House of Pain fans, we're talking season 11, episode 4, or excuse me, not 4, episode 7, Payne-Ting. Despite the title, I could not find the meaning behind it because remember, I thought Payne-Ting was like, oh, I get it. Okay, you got CJ and the boys kind of cleaning out the garage to give it a paint job, but no, unless writing is painting. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But regardless, this episode, I will say, better than last week, and probably even better than episode 5. Yeah, it's probably been the best episode in 2 or 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I want to be honest here. I didn't feel like this episode really dragged. I felt the ending very well done. Some very serious topics were brought up that I do feel are, worthy of discussion. But I will say there was one scene that had me going, okay, what the hell are they doing? But I think that this episode deserves a solid 7 out of 10. And no, this is season 11, episode 7. And this has nothing to do with the fact that the score is a 7. It just so happens to be a 7. But the episode starts off pretty straightforward. The boys are, CJ, Malik, and Calvin are going through boxes from the garage, and they find this bunny costume that I guess Calvin had when he was a kid in his ministry, Easter egg hunt and whatnot. But, jokes aside, they find a book. And, Malik says, oh, wait, what if that's the lost book of family recipes Aunt Ella has been looking for a while? And they get it open and, funny joke about Malik being able to do it so easily. Oh, you know how long my dad's been locking up? Oh, never mind. Statute of limitation on that are still closed. Calvin looks through it and apparently, it's like love letters and it gets deeper, being a bit more erotic. And instead of being, letters from Ella to Curtis, they're to a person named Eric. So CJ and Malik immediately freak out, go back home, and CJ calls Janine. Woman, are you cheating? She hangs up on him. Malik yells for Lisa, are you cheating on me, woman? And she literally puts him in his place, basically saying, why would you assume that? Because, if Auntie Ella's doing something, if she's creeping around, it's like anybody is. Have I done anything to make you think I'm creeping? No. What about, taking care of the baby upstairs, make sure, her diaper's changed, that she's fed, that she's comfortable, and I read to her? I don't even know that baby mine yet. Keep talking. Okay, never mind. So basically, she takes a moment like, don't judge me because of my past, especially if you don't have any proof of me creeping around like that. So she quickly puts him in his place. I like that. It was short, sweet, to the point. It didn't have to be a long, drawn-out moment. We go back to Curtis's house. Calvin confronts Ella, who's fixing Curtis's plate. And it's interesting because on the one hand, this is a child, and again, I know he's a grown man, but this is a child who is having his beliefs in love crushed due to his mom's potential adultery. But long story short, I'm skipping the back and forth. Curtis does agree to leave the room or give them the room once he gets his plate, and Calvin sits down with his mother asking, so what's up? Because during the back and forth, it's explained she does write. She has volumes of literature. But simply put, she gives him a glare and says, you better keep Pandora's box closed. And then he just bounces. And it's funny because, okay, this is the scene that has me going, what the hell was this episode thinking? We go over to the loft. Calvin is talking with Laura, who, again, I'm conflicted about how to feel about this character, but my gosh, beautiful. From the way she was just, relaxing on the couch, feet up, legs, just, wow. Certain aura about her I like. But in any case, Calvin is venting to Laura because, he's upset that his mom might be cheating or has been cheating on, his dad. Because during the confrontation, it was a question of, so how long ago was this volume written? I don't know. Depends on which one you found. Are you still writing? Yeah, I still write every now and then. So writing is a metaphor for cheating in Calvin's mind. So essentially, Laura, okay, again, this is the part that has me going, all right, I am not sure what continuity this show is following whatsoever. But it's one of those things where, again, Calvin's like, if my mom cheats, they're like the gold standard of love and whatnot. So if they don't, if my mom's cheating, then everybody's cheating. But wait, baby, I'm not cheating on you. It's like, wait, are you cheating on me? No, but you. Okay, let me back up. When Calvin's like, no, I'm not cheating. Last season, episode 20, Fine Wine. What about when you made out with that realtor and you were probably going to go all the way with sex until your dad showed up to save your ass? And then Laura actually came home earlier than expected from the wedding, dress hunting. And as a result, again, Curtis saved your butt, because there's a good chance Laura may have caught your ass if Curtis didn't show up and Victoria, bounced. Because I'm just sitting here like, this man is sitting up here lying to his fiance. And even though Laura said, no, I don't have a side piece, I'm not cheating on you, but you cheated on your ex. He's like, no, I cheated on my ex-boyfriend. Yeah, he was lame. Who'd you cheat with? Wait, me? I was a side piece? What's that saying? You lose them, how you get them, that kind of thing. Where basically, if somebody cheated on their current significant other to be with you, there's a good chance they might cheat on you, have a side piece, or even leave you for somebody else because they're seeing somebody while you're with them. And I'm just sitting here like, they're really assassinating this character more and more each week. If it isn't about her being superficial and materialistic compared to caring, it's the fact that she's unfaithful. And no, I'm not exempting Calvin, because he straight up lied to her face about not cheating. I don't know if that Veronica episode was aired out of order. Again, I don't know. Lance, aka Calvin, wrote that episode himself. But Laura goes on to explain, and I do like the fact that basically the gist of it is, your mom, if she is cheating, I don't know if she has, I don't know if she will, I don't know anything about that. Even if your mom was unfaithful, she wasn't the last person or woman to do it. I mean, she wasn't the first, she won't be the last. But then also, I do like how she breaks it down that even if she was unfaithful, that shouldn't destroy your faith and love. And then she goes on, Calvin, women are passionate creatures just like, men are. And it's just one of those things where, while true, men and women, or basically anybody is capable of cheating. That doesn't mean everybody has cheated, but everybody is capable of doing so. It's just a matter of, do you allow that temptation to, make you falter and actually do it? But at the same time, the conversation then shifts over to, Miranda, do you think she had a side piece when she was with me? Well, because y'all talk a lot. And it's like, she doesn't even answer the question. Again, women are passionate creatures like men. So are you saying Miranda cheated on Calvin? I mean, technically he did when he was with her when they were married, right? When he kissed Mercedes. But at the same time, damn, this reboot is just assassinating everybody's character. But Calvin comes to the realization, oh wow, I gotta go back to the house because I left that book in the backyard, and my dad finds he's gonna flip, because Calvin doesn't believe his dad would cheat because my mom would kill him. And that's a very valid point. Alright, so CJ, we go over to CJ's house again. CJ is holding the baby, Malik and Melissa. I love how the laugh track came on with that name, because that was still a weird name. But anyway, Malik is still in his feelings about the Aunt Ella situation, and he confronts his dad asking, so did you ever have a side piece with mom? You're asking some very adult questions, son. And he just takes, his grandbaby and goes upstairs, and then Lisa tells, Malik to talk to Ella about it. And I like that. I love how Lisa is the voice of reason here. But I kind of wish CJ answered the question, because it's one of those things where he, flaunts his parental authority, but at the same time, his son is understandably worried. I mean, think of it this way. CJ and Malik both had the same reaction to Ella's potential, affair. And he even flipped by calling his wife. But then when his son asked a legitimate question, because imagine how Calvin feels seeing that his parental example of marriage is possibly desecrated. You have Malik in the same boat asking his father if he's ever had a side piece, and he pretty much brushes it off. I understand though, it's like, you're asking adult questions, but just like he said, I'm past the golden years of being a teenager. I deserve to know. But then again, it's always the thing. It's like they say, parents, because I said so. That's not a real answer. And yeah, Malik could have taken the bass out of his voice, but at the same time, I feel like even if he asked the question with more sincerity and a bit more respectfully, CJ probably would not have answered the question. But regardless, Calvin goes back to the house. The book isn't in the backyard. It's actually in like the fruit bowl or something in the kitchen. Curtis catches him. He's like, "What are you doing with that book, son?" It's the book of recipes. And, he kind of lies about it being hot or, spicy chicken or something. And Malik comes over. He's tossed the book. And it's kind of a, wait, does Curtis know? Oh, he doesn't know. And then Ella comes in. What are you doing with volume 1? And then she pretty much takes everybody to the living room to teach Calvin about, grown folks business. And this was a beautiful part of the episode. So she basically explains that Eric is a person or a man that she loved prior to Curtis. Curtis wasn't her first love. Eric is somebody who Curtis knows about. But these things were written while she was younger, spicy and whatnot. But despite Eric being her first love, eventually life happened, as well as liquor and addiction, and he put his hands on her. And as a result, she left. She figured that she wouldn't be able to trust or love anyone again, let alone a man. And one day when she was coming out of a Bible study, because it's funny how they, have a back and forth, but wait, you met dad at or you met pops at a Bible study? No, outside of Bible study. He saw me, called out to me, and he kept calling me, and I said, "You're broke." And he said, "I know you're broken, and that's okay. I want to fix you." And then after that, he proved it. I learned to love again. And that was just an epic moment. And to just quickly go over an ending, the yard sale set up, because, they were cleaning out the garage to set up a yard sale. And the funny gag is the fact that in the donation box is the bunny suit. And CJ like, "Look, man, you're a grown man. You don't need that bunny suit anymore." But going back to the theme of the episode, it's just a thing about parents should talk to their kids more. Because to be completely honest, I thought that Calvin knew how his parents met. But it's just one of those things where I feel like more often than not, children are sometimes ignorant to certain aspects about relationships because their parents didn't tell them certain things. Now, you could argue, well, think of it this way, Jeremy. I mean, if Calvin ever saw, his father put hands on his mother and he was taught not to put hands on a woman, then there's no need of Ella to bring up Eric, because he's definitely a painful, pun intended, part of her past. But at the same time, I'm just wondering why Ella couldn't just say, "It's not what you think." Thankfully, this was resolved in one episode, but there's a lot of, this could have been said differently, but I still think this was a solid episode. I mean, the CJ and Malik stuff, again, I do wish CJ was a bit less, "Hey, I'm the parent, you're the child, don't ask me those kind of questions," versus, "Malik, would you really think I would do something like that to your mother?" That kind of thing would actually be a valid response. But I think more often than not, and I'm not trying to rag on CJ. I mean, I do that enough in certain episodes, but I do wish that parents in general wouldn't be as dismissive when their children ask a serious question. I mean, Is it one of those things where they know their child won't like the answer to that question? I don't know. I don't want to harp on it too much, but I think for me, the low point of the episode was definitely the Calvin and Laura scene, just because of the fact that just the justification of, oh, well, you know, we cheat because we're loving. It's like, what the hell? That doesn't mean it's right. You know? So I'm conflicted, because the Laura and Calvin scene was good in the fact that Laura was able to reassure Calvin that, look, I don't know if what your mother did or didn't do, but you shouldn't let that, you know, tarnish your faith in love, even though Calvin is a cheating dog. But yeah, like I said, this was a good episode. Lisa, definitely a highlight of it, if you ask me, the way she was composed and whatnot. Ella at the end was good, but like I said, the whole parental versus child thing was kind of weird, because think of it this way. I mean, Calvin confronted his mom, but you know, Ella, I get it was her business and all, but imagine your child is concerned that you were creeping. And I mean, if nothing else, he was not just worried about his own viewpoints of love, of things he thought he knew, but, you know, he thinks you cheat on his daddy. And as a result, you know, these conversations, they should definitely be had. But regardless, yeah, this was a very strong episode. And I have mixed feelings about it. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description. Hit subscribe and hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel.